What is up, thrill seekers? Today I am bringing you guys my full review of Dominator, a B&M floorless roller coaster at King's Dominion. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into the stats of this coaster. So for the stats, the height is 157 feet with a drop of 148 feet. The total track length is 4,210 feet, and across that track length it goes through 5 inversions. Finally, the max speed for this roller coaster is 65 miles an hour. So let's talk about the theming. The theming is pretty vague. There's really not much theming at all for this coaster, like really at all. There's a big sign at the front, but there's not really a totally relevant theme or storyline or anything like that. It's just themed, I guess, to a Dominator. I'm not totally sure what the theming is. There's not really a specific theme. It's just a simple, not themed coaster, I guess. So now let's get into the most important part, which is the POV breakdown. I'm going to be talking about pretty much every single element on this coaster, what I think of it, if I think it's awesome, if I think it's terrible. So yeah, let's get into it. So the gates open up and the floor drops out from under you, and you kind of go down just a little bit and do a little S-bend into a right-hand turn into the lift hill, which really, this coaster is at like the front of the park, so you can really see it from the parking lot, which I think is really, really awesome. But anyways, this POV is brought to you by Front Seat Coasters. I will have a link down in the description if you want to go watch it for yourself. But yeah, that's who the POV is by. You kind of just come up the lift hill a little bit more. You have a decent view to your left of some of the park. I-305 you get a pretty good view of. But as you get to the top of the lift hill, you crest over the top and immediately hit a trim brake, actually, which kind of slows you down, but it's okay. And you go through this big sweeping turn. Now this sweeping turn is common on lots of B&Ms. You don't really get any airtime from it or anything, but yeah, it's just a little drop, and then from there you go into a huge loop, and if you're sitting in the front or the back of the train, you're not really going to feel much with it, but if you're sitting in the middle of the train, it really like slows down right at the top of the loop, where the middle of the train is upside down. So I rode kind of in the center and I got some insane airtime, or not airtime, hang time, so that's really awesome. From there you kind of go into a turn and up into a big turnaround, which takes you into a cobra roll. And I did not think this cobra roll was bad. Unlike Alpengeist, how I said that the cobra roll was terrible, this one wasn't really that bad. I thought it was a pretty decent element. And from there, drop down from the cobra roll and go into a mid-course brake run. Now, I think this mid-course brake run doesn't really slow you down that much, which I really like. I think when I was there, it slowed you down a little bit, but I've heard from other people that it doesn't slow you down at all. Guess it just depends. Like Steel Vengeance, it depends on what day you're going, but I like how it doesn't slow you down that much. From there you go into interlocking corkscrews, so you do one corkscrew there, turn around and into another corkscrew, and those are the final inversions of the roller coaster. And from there you kind of just meander your way back around up into the brake run. So yeah, that is the POV of Dominator. I think it's a pretty good ride. I'd say in terms of B&M B&M floorless coasters, it's really good. It's probably, I don't know how many B&M floorlesses I've ridden, but it's definitely not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite. It's kind of like right in the middle. So in terms of B&M floorless coasters, I'd give it probably a 8.5-ish, but in terms of all-around coasters, it's definitely very forgettable for me. I didn't really get too much out of it, so I'd give it like a 7.5 for overall. And yeah, I think if you're going to King's Dominion, you should definitely ride it. It's pretty much right at the front of the park, so it was actually the first coaster of the day for my dad and I. But yeah, it's alright. You can skip it if you want to. But anyways, that's really all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely post your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will look at them and maybe even reply. Anyways, guys, I will see you all next time. Peace out.